I've been a little bit rough on Congressman Emmer because there was a time when he was talking about the strength of the Somali community and working with Keith Ellison on some things. And I think, maybe he'd like us not to talk so much about that. But our question that you asked, like, did it take a 23-year-old with a camera to really bust this open? I feel like I'm glad it did, but it feels like a lot of people are asleep at the wheel.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, if I look at Congressman Emmer's Twitter, which is all I have to go on because I don't live there, so I don't know everything that he's put out there and everything he's taken. 2015, 2016, 2017, there's a very positive tweet in each of those years about either the Somali caucus or meeting with the ambassador from Somalia. So I look at that and I say, okay, freshman congressman, maybe he didn't know, maybe he didn't understand. He seems to be trying to lead in the charge now. I don't know if he's trying to take credit or if he's listening to his constituents and he's realizing this is a problem. But I do think that he was spot on when he said some things like this need a President Trump to be amplified. That 100 million people viewing that video is one thing. President Trump sounding the alarms gets everyone's attention because people are listening, even if it's just to criticize him, and then it becomes a household conversation. I just hope that he becomes a partner with the Trump administration in making something happen of this. Because the one question I probably should have asked him and didn't get a chance to was, tell us about how this has hurt the people of Minnesota. Like, how has this hurt the people of Minnesota?
Well, I mean, can I just throw some numbers in there for everyone listening? $509 million in outlays in 2019 for SNAP benefits. 2023, $1.5 billion. Yeah. 174% growth year over year. Whether it's Emmer or anyone else, or Republicans in Minnesota, or the federal government, these outlays in part come from the federal government. Somebody should have been watching. Somebody didn't watch. Somebody suppressed that. Somebody didn't pay attention. There were a lot of mistakes here.
A lot of mistakes, Alicia. And, to his point about the hearing with the state legislators that were saying, hey, whistleblowers, they were, intimidated. And then, of course, there was a retaliation. I wanted to ask him as well, and didn't get a chance to, if they ever came to him, to the congressman, to express their concerns. They didn't get a chance to. But what do you make of what Joey said about this it took President Trump to really elevate this, President Trump and Nick Shirley. He's a great reporter, but dang, I don't know. I feel like our Congress people probably should have been on the forefront.
Yeah, it is concerning that that's what it took, like basically these two men, you have the guy on the ground in Minnesota and then the president, and finally everybody's paying attention. I think it's really interesting that this piece of legislation is going to be introduced and it's going to be going through the House this year, the SCAM Act, especially because it broadens things, as you mentioned, and it would alleviate some of the protections, the expanded protections, depending on different paths to citizenship. Because what it could do in terms of the midterms is put Democrats in the position of having to answer of whether or not they are for or against fraud and exactly what they're willing to do about it. And this is actually a gift for Republicans on the campaign trail, because this is something that will follow each and every member of Congress as it makes its way through the House.
Yeah, I'm not too hopeful because some of them vote against